So I've titled this video the slow and painful death of a developer or the developer because it's something that I've seen happen to someone I know, and I just thought some of the principles were important to kind of, I guess, verbalize and say, and hopefully this will help other developers in the industry who might be facing a similar situation. Perhaps they don't even know it. So essentially, I think the main point to drive home is that the industry, the technical industry, particularly as a programmer or a developer, or even surrounding fields like QA and sysadmin and DevOps and so on, it's pretty fast moving. It feels like it's probably one of the fastest moving industries out there that you could work in. I could be wrong about that, but it just kind of feels that way. So I think you can kind of see where I'm going, that it moves so fast that you might find yourself out of date somehow, or out of touch with what's going on in the industry. And so, I mean, I think some good examples of that are, for example, back when jQuery was all the rage. I mean, that wasn't really all that long ago. It's still used today, obviously, but just not in the same capacity as it was before. Mongo, all the NoSQL stuff, I mean, that feels like not very long ago, but I guess it kind of was. But in any case, it's fast. It's moving fast. So there's a developer that I know, and she's a great developer, and she was working at a company where she was very involved in what was going on with her work in relation to that company. And there was nothing wrong with that per se. But things weren't that great in the company, and I won't go over the details because it's not really important. But suffice it to say, there were a lot of problems. So, for example, in the code base, in the database structure, things like that. And so the developers in the company were struggling uphill almost every day, just trying to keep things moving along. The company was seeing some success, so there was a lot of pressure to continue that, and the developers felt that. And so it was easy to put blinders on and focus on what you had to do. And you'd go in, in the morning and do your work, stay focused, struggle, battle with things, try and do your best. Typically at the end of the day, she would walk away just frustrated with how things went throughout the day because it was not ideal. And so sometimes, hard as you might try, it just doesn't work out. And so you get frustrated, or maybe you work overtime hours to try and make things happen. So all of these things kind of blocked her vision. She was so focused on doing her job that she wasn't paying attention to what was going on. And one of the things that was going on was that she wasn't actually learning anything. And so continue that trend for about 2 years. And at the end of the 2 years, she, for various reasons, had decided she can't work there anymore. So she starts looking around for other jobs and realizes that she's kind of unemployable. She didn't have the experience that she once had, a few years back. And unfortunately that caused her to become unable to find the type of work that she would have been able to find at one point in the past in her career, because she had been so focused on what she was doing that she wasn't keeping up with what was going on in the industry. So what ended up happening to her in specific was she had to take a job with a lower role than what she currently had, lower pay. And the only reason she got that was because a friend of hers worked at the company and vouched for her. So it was, it was a tough go for her to come out of that and see that she hadn't benefited at all from all that hard work she'd put in for 2 years. Well, not at all, but it didn't translate and carry through. So I thought it was an important example to just demonstrate that it doesn't take very long, if you're not looking, to to lose touch with the things that you need to know and understand and learn in order to continue to become to stay employable as a programmer, for example. And try and get your head above water every once in a while. Make it a goal. Schedule it for yourself. Set a timetable for yourself to just constantly, not necessarily constantly, but look up enough so that you can see what's going on and where you fit in. And if you don't fit in somewhere, then it's time to make some room for yourself to do what needs to be done to get you there. Otherwise, if you don't give that enough attention, you could be stuck in a hard spot, and that's not a good place to be. So I thought I'd share that. Hopefully that's helpful, and thanks for watching.